Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my very first win of Fortnite Season 4. This is going to be the brand new Marvel season, and I'm playing as She-Hulk, or Hulk Titties, as my chat knows on my Twitch streams. And, yeah, so I wanted to talk about something other than just the win, because this just flashed in my mind recently. And when it comes to Fortnite, I feel like Fortnite is now in a very weird spot in gaming. Because Fortnite is not exactly a bad game, but it's not what it once was. And now I feel like it's in this weird happy medium. But at the same time though, like even though it's at a happy medium, it's not like strong dislike or like for the game. That kind of leaves it in a spot just being like, what should we evaluate the game at? Do we classify it as a bad game? Do we classify it as a good game? Do we classify it as an old game? Do we classify it as a repetitive game? A fresh game? A revitalized game? Like, what are we going to classify Fortnite as? Because I really want to know, is because this game's not going to die anytime soon. As much as people want Fortnite to die, it's going to be like the whole entire COD thing. It's like everyone wanted COD to die because it was on top. And now people want Fortnite to die because it's technically on top. Because even though Fortnite's not what it once was, it is still #1 as of 2017 last year when it finally took COD's spot as #1. The way you need to look at this really is that you need to think about this for the future of Epic Games. They're not just the guys that made Fortnite, okay? Epic Games as a company has blown up. Like, they've blown up in terms of development teams for like video games. But they're also just blowing up as a corporation in general. Like, Epic's corporation, you know, with the fact that they're going around and they're making, like, their own app store, apps to compete with Apple and Google. And then they're also having, like, the Epic Game Store just to compete with things such as, like, Steam. Epic's pretty much trying to be, like, almost on par of, like, what Apple and Google are doing, where they're not just trying to do necessarily one particular niche. They're trying to do everything. And how am I relating that to Fortnite? Well, you gotta think about it this way, is that however well Epic is doing is going to impact however well that Fortnite is doing, and vice versa. Because if Fortnite's doing well, Epic's getting some extra money in their pocket, we're playing games that we relatively enjoy, etc, etc. If Fortnite is not doing so hot, then there's less money, and then there's less content in terms of just what you can play and, you know, see on YouTube. Because, yes, even though there is still quite a lot of content on Fortnite, it's just not the same. And what do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to tell you the most blunt way, is that it's too much change. Everyone likes the idea of change in terms of like, oh yeah, add new content to the game so I don't get bored. But if it's not change that people like, people would rather have no change at all. Like, with video games back before in the past, any game you would have, that was it. That was just the game. If it was broken, it was broken. If it was good, it was good. If it was bad, it was bad. Now video games are almost like a live event or a service, if you really think about it, because the game is always subjected to change, and a game that was once good can be bad, and a game that was once bad can be good, and that can happen on games now. And eventually, if a game is popular enough and it's on a good streak enough, to keep up with the times and to keep adding content, they have to take risks, and there's just going to be some things that people don't like. There's the things such as the planes and the mechs, or, you know, siphon, or skill-based matchmaking, or removing or adding certain things, and everyone has their different opinions, so you can't satisfy everybody. But the way that everyone looks at it is that everyone ends up completely dismissing something if it blatantly offends them. If you offend somebody, people are not willing to take a chance in comparison to something that hasn't betrayed them, quote-unquote. Like, people act like it's a betrayal when a developer makes the game they once liked bad, or they don't like it anymore. For me, personally, it's not that, like, whenever I have a game that I stop playing it. The way I look at it is that I know that games can change at any moment. So if a game sucks at the moment, I'm not completely dismissing the game. I'm just dismissing the game for the meantime. I know a game can change and actually be good. I've done that with games multiple times where there's a game in a bad state, and I just wait, or I just play through it or something. You know, just because a game has a mechanic that you don't like doesn't mean you have to quit the game altogether. If you quit everything in life based off of just one little minor inconvenience and you didn't wait for things to get better, you'd be a very lonely person. So, really, if you just think about it, Fortnite, in my opinion, is kind of like that really, really niche game. It's like I said, it's the Call of Duty of the group. It's like there's a lot of people that like it, and there's also a lot of people that don't. And the thing is that Fortnite still has more to work with than COD, because Fortnite is a ever-changing game. Fortnite has had several crossovers, it's had several different guns, several different skins, several different... I mean, they've even had a new map at this point for like last couple months. But the game is really, honestly, like a variety of games. With the cross-play element, with the fact that it's going to be coming to next-gen and having cross-gen play... Literally, it's easily accessible to anybody. It's easy, it's fun, it's creative, it's always fresh whether you like the content or not. There's always something new in Fortnite, even if it's not as much as it used to be. But I really am enjoying the new season with the Marvel crossover and even the DC stuff. Now, yes, that is kind of like, you know, saying like, oh, hey, you're using pre-existing content to make your game fun. I don't mind that within reason. I really think that a lot of people... yes, can end up getting very sick and fed up of content. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I got fed up with something like, so let's say, Black Ops 4, because there was just too little of new content. But I will say this, is that I would at least respect the balls on a company to make a new set of content that people don't like than to do nothing at all. I don't like the idea of don't fix something and unless it's broken. Because, like... If you think about it, like, if you don't change something just because it's working, you're never really going to grow and you're never really going to end up getting better. Because at the same time, yes, you're not going to get worse, but you're also not going to get better. Take the polar opposite of what I'm talking about and look at something like Apex Legends. Apex Legends is basically the exact same game that it was at launch with a minor few exceptions. And the game is good. It's not annoying. It's not, it's not frustrating, but it's so... god damn boring. Apex Legends is a great game at heart, but it is so freaking boring in comparison to Fortnite. Like, there is no new content in that game. Like, there is a good chunk of content each season, but I can get through that in a day. I can get, if I really busted my butt, I can get through every single one of the Apex season contents in a day. It's always one new character. I try to play with the character. I try to win that season, and I also try to win with that character that season. I look at all the new guns, the maps, the locations, etc., etc., etc. Maybe there's occasionally a new game mode or an LTM, but other than that, that's basically it. I don't really have anything I can do in Apex. So, if you take something like COD, like with the exo, jumping and the skill-based matchmaking, whatever, some people think that's too much, and they have something like Apex where, it doesn't change at all, it's too little. What is the happy medium? Like, what would you classify as a good game and a bad game? And I would say one of the games that has done this the best is Minecraft. Minecraft does this so well. We had such a giant content drought in Minecraft for the longest time. The fact that it took us this long to finally get netherite, which is basically a brand new ore since emeralds, and actually have a nether update ever since the game is launched, that is unheard of how long that takes. Minecraft has been around for 10 years. 10 years. 10 plus years, might I add. And that's just unheard of. But the thing is that what keeps Minecraft alive is the replayability. Because the replayability is the content, which makes the game good. And that makes people want to buy the stuff, like buying Minecraft copies and buying Minecraft skins, because the creative aspect. And I feel like that a way you can look at it with Fortnite is that other than the occasional meta changes and the occasional just like, shifts in the battle passes and new seasons, the reason why Fortnite is so replayable, at least to me, is because of how much content there is, even if it's new or not. Because some of the content in here is a permanent, everlasting change that's better for the game. Like, the fact that the player base is pretty much never going to die because there's cross-play, cross-gen play soon to be, and also the game has several things such as creative. It's got Save the World, which I'm playing and I'm very much enjoying. The Battle Royale mode, they always add in a new gun, they remove a new gun, they add in a new location or even a new map. It's kind of like Rainbow Six Siege. Like, I've recently, with Jake, gone back to Rainbow Six Siege, but I've been playing by myself just because I want to get good and I don't really care to make YouTube content on it. If you ever want to see it, you can let me know and I can bring it back, but right now I'm just playing by myself, at least for now. And Jake was telling me about how that some of the maps that I once played, they're not the same. The way that Ubisoft is looking at their game is that instead of adding in a whole bunch of new maps, they change the maps that are already existing on the game by adding in or removing layouts and updating it graphically. Kind of like a more detailed version of a remake, like COD. So the new content is technically the old content. It's new but familiar, and that's what Fortnite really is. It's an old but familiar game. Like, Fortnite Chapter 2 was, in my eyes, almost like a Fortnite 2. It was like a Fortnite sequel. And the way that I look at it is just like we do with any sequel. It's new, but it's still familiar. And that's where I would stand with Fortnite. The occasional seasons are bad. I didn't play Season 1 or Season 3 of Chapter 2, but I enjoyed Chapter 2, Season 2, and I'm currently enjoying Season 4. So let me know your thoughts and opinions down below, guys. What do you think of Fortnite, and where does it stand for you? Do you like the game? Do you not like the game? How much in comparison to what you thought of it before has changed now? Would you say you like it more or less? Would you say that it's like boring? Would you say it's not boring? Just let me know. I really want to hear your guys' thoughts because I really am curious. Anyways, guys, I hope you truly ended up enjoying. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoyed another YouTube video from the most unique YouTuber you'll ever see. Peace out, guys.